before I talk about what I think is the biggest problem with 25v25, I'm going to provide proof that I know what I'm actually talking about. Alright, there's the proof, let's get on with the video. So, version 6.5 of BRM5 released yesterday, and I tried to stream it. Turns out I have terrible internet and kept on crashing. Anyways, I won't babble on about the update too much. However, the largest feature by far was the addition of the 25 vs 25 skirmish mode, which puts 50 players into 2 teams with a battle for control of 3 sectors on the map, sort of like Battlefield Conquest. Besides that, possibly my favourite feature of this update is the new dynamic environment. The island is now littered with new foliage that the player can interact with, such as crawling through bushes, trees with actual hitboxes, as well as the new weather system. The sound effects that came with the weather and foliage are truly outstanding, and I'll admit, the dev team outdid themselves with this. So I joined and started using the MP5, and in fairness, I do get off to a fairly good start, not just a few kills here and there. Oh! Might be important to note as well that every gun is now a one-shot headshot with a few exceptions. Oh, there's a guy in that. I should have gone for the guy on the top. But now I have an RPG. RPG is actually not that bad, you know. After that though, I did get sniped and lost the RPG, so I had to re-grind for the points to buy it again. Once I had done so, I was back on the hunt. Okay, that was a bit of a BM. Wasted my RPG. Must have got a spare shot. Dude, you run so fast with this RPG though. So we look like I had fun, and in fairness, I did a bit. The one downside that for me personally are the team colours. Tan and green would clash more often than not, and this made it hard for me to tell who owned what objective, since each marker was coloured with the team colour who had control over it. For me, this had me struggling to understand where to go, and I often ended up blindly following my teammates wherever they went, often just falling into an ambush. It's a bit of a kick up the arse when you realise that devs are also actively working on making the game more user-friendly through what they call accessibility enhancements. I'm not too arsed about it mostly, it just sort of hurts that they're working on making the game more accessible whilst contrasting themselves with this. Besides accessibility issues, several changes were made to open world. The desert areas and the town of El Chara were removed and replaced with a tundra brush landscape full of low-lying vegetation, lone homesteads and military outposts. These present very attractive ideas for RGE-themed maps. The new location to replace the embassy is a depot full of old Soviet tanks and military hardware. There are plenty of corners for you to get trapped around, as well as a mixture of indoor and outdoor battle sites. In the patch notes, they mentioned that the depot, the replacement for the outpost for the embassy town, was centred around stealth, but I struggled to get anywhere near the base without being spotted and swarmed by enemies. Around the depot in the new tundra biome, there are multiple miniature POIs. There's a crashed MiG aircraft, multiple bunkers in the rocks, garages, a small lake, and even a contaminated lake near to the depot with multiple barrels dumped into it, presumably containing toxic waste. And the lake floor glows a fluorescent colour. My favourite though is the beachhead complete with bunkers and beach obstacles. I'm looking forward to seeing what other people can make with this, and I've got a few plans in mind myself. Next, Fort Ronograd has received a massive overhaul. Much of the base has been revamped to make it much easier to choose a method of attack. You are much more restricted, however, when attacking via the road, as there are high walls on either side restricting your movements, as well as vehicle obstacles designed to slow an armored assault to a halt. On your right side after leaving the tunnel, multiple enemies will be above you on a ledge to engage you. There is also a new gate on the left-hand side of the fort which is lightly guarded besides one single SAM Humvee to prevent helicopters from just landing there. This route leads directly to the front courtyard of the fort where the newest part of the fort is located, the command centre. Here is a building you can breach and clear floor by floor, encountering the elite AI for the first time naturally without needing a specific quest or to open the bunker. The tight corridor provides little cover if a smoker rushes out from behind the door, so you'll always want to be aware of your surroundings. Overall, the fort is now certainly the hardest location to attack by far. There is much more anti-aircraft cover and a lot of choke points for the enemy to force you into.